I'm Dawn here from Cyprus, just getting comfy because I have to go a little bit lower down when I'm on a live, weirdly. Hope you're all doing well out there. And if you've looked at the title of today's chat, some of it will be a Q&A answering questions about the selling of our beach property. If you don't know anything about that, do go and watch last Wednesday's live. That's got all about it. And I went through the whole reasoning why we're selling it and where the property is and so on and so forth. So please do go back and watch last Wednesday's live because 99% of it was talking about that and hopefully answering any questions. But I did say if anyone's got any questions, I'm really happy to answer them. And I've just pulled the first few questions out because it raised a very good topic for today, explaining why we chose to sell that property. Other reasons than what I talked about initially, about obviously the money side of it. But we will start our normal Wednesday Friends Day as normal. Don't forget Monday lives are completely different to the Wednesday lives and also the lives on my other channel, which is linked in the description below. I do random Thursday lives there, which again are totally different. They're more about positivity and inspirational things, that kind of thing. Let's get cracking. We always start the Wednesday Friends Day with what sort of mood I'm in today. Do you know, I haven't had 5 minutes to even consider that today. I've been so busy. It's just chaotic. I've been running from one thing to the next, trying to get everything done before my live. And thank goodness I leave myself the last hour sort of free, not to go and start doing anything before my live, because it takes me 15 minutes to type in and sort out the description and actually get the live up and running. It takes me 15 minutes, would you believe? Yes, it does. So just before I give myself an hour just to get myself together, and I'm always wearing beach clothes because it's heat wave here, so I have to go and find a top to put on. That's why you always see me with like bikini underneath. So I rush around and do that, obviously tidy myself up if I've been gardening or something like that, which I haven't been in the heat wave, but normally. And so then I just sort of get ready here. Once it's all ready, I just bounce around some channels, and luckily a lot of them were shorts that have been posted. So yeah, yay for shorts. That's the only reason I like shorts. I've watched everyone's latest video. And if it's a short, thanks for that. My mood for today. Busy isn't a mood. Let's go with this one. I don't know if you've seen this one before. I don't know what ones you've seen now. Hey Blue, I've just been watching your first garden tour video. I loved it. I was so pleased. And I just know, I put in the comments, I actually put quite a long comment because I was really absorbed in it. I like to talk to people while I watch their videos. So as I'm watching, I sort of keep putting a comment on the bottom. It's lovely, and I've put in there about I know you're going to do a great job there, and I can see you going vertically as well, and oh, it looks absolutely fabulous. It's kind of bigger than when you say the size. I don't know whether it's just a video or not, but it looks bigger. Maybe it's because it's quite square, it appears to be. So I always think squares look bigger than long, thinner gardens. I've read it. Oh, I replied. Right, I was probably setting up here because I didn't watch it that long ago. I love it. I really do. And you can really see everything clearly, what you've got. And I watched to the end, as you know, when you read it. There's somebody else I watched that would do all the sort of finishing off bits. And then every now and then she'll put something random at the end just to see who's really watching. It's 2 squares really. Oh right, okay, I didn't quite get that from the video. Oh, I assume that was like where all the trees are is a bit and then the other bit. Right, It's got so much potential because Blue is the gardener in that garden. You're going to really bring it to life. It's going to be awesome. How much space is there at the front? You say there's a bit of a front garden and you've got your lavender and hopefully the rosemary there. Is it just like a little sort of front bit or is there space? You try, you do. And as I put in the comment, you absolutely bloom when you're in the garden. You do anyway, but you know what I mean. You're so animated and it's where you need to be. You need to be outside. I think if you ever want to retire, Blue, you should come and move here, live in one of my outbuildings, and then you can be my gardener, prepper, chef. I was saying to Mike the other day, a lot of people say they want cleaners and whatever. For me, I'd like a chef, and I won't pick the right word, but I like sowing seeds. I like seeing them grow. I'm getting a bit let's say it's monotony at the minute of watering because we're in a heat wave. So a lot of the stuff I wouldn't normally water is being watered. So I'm getting really monotonized, is that a word? Well, it is now. Getting totally, got something in my eye again, watering. Totally monotonized. I like that, monotonized. I'm going to write that down. Monotonized. Monotonized. I think that's not a word, but it's going to be one now. Monotonized. Yeah, I'm getting monotonized by keep watering. I like harvesting. I like chopping with my chopper and putting it in the freezer, but other prepping and that is difficult for. Sorry about my eye, it's really watering now. We can't can and anything like that at the moment because, as you know, it's so hot here. We don't have a single cool space in the house. It's a cool house, as in it's not blazing hot, but it's nowhere to store stuff. And this, hence the pantry I want to get built eventually. Blue says, I've got to read out more because I was talking to someone today. I don't know who. I've talked to so many people. I need to read out a lot more and speak a lot more about what I'm showing because I have so many people listen rather than watching. Blue says, we have a small lawn which I'm going to turn into a herb and bee garden. Oh, bees. There's beehives around here. They move them around different remote areas, so they're never kept in the same place. I don't know the reasoning for that, but they move them around quite a lot. I get it, laugh out loud. I totally get it. I'd be using the sun drying loads of stuff if I were there. I took, whose tip was it on one of my lives? Was it Della? I think it was Della saying about drying out the cucumber slices. I was so concerned you get a fly on it because she said you should be able to just leave it outside. That should be great. And she was talking about slicing them for cucumber chips. And she said, yeah, you'll really love them. So I chopped one up and I put it out. I've probably done something wrong. And I put we've got those pop-up upside down umbrella things for food covers. And I put that on and I put things on top of it so it wouldn't blow if there was a bit of a wind. And I went back later to check them, turned them over, and they were just shriveled things. Do you think it was too hot? Did I overdry them out? They were just shrivelly things. So if Della comes on, I'll have to ask her what I did wrong. Was it because we're in a heat wave? They were, oh dear. Blue says, no, it's fine. People do it all over the world with no issues. What do they do all over the world with no issues? I don't know what I said now. What did I say? You can't overdry them. Okay. I should have filmed it and gone, well, what have I done? Everything sun-dried shrivels. Maybe I have too much sun. Oh dear. Okay, so on to my mood for today. With all the running around I've been doing like a mad woman, I think we could go for fit. I feel a bit fitter than normal. I don't particularly feel fit these days. But let's say if it wasn't so hot, I would like to do a bit more exercise. I can't even go for my walks now. Excuse me. Can't even go for my walks because I have to get up and water. I get up at 5 o'clock and start watering. That's how much I've got to water. As soon as the sun's out, it's intense really early. So I go around doing the watering. It's too hot to go for a walk, so I don't even do the walks now. I keep saying, yeah, I want to get back on the exercise bike, and I normally put it in front of YouTube and watch YouTube while I'm on it. That's a great way to not feel you're wasting your time watching YouTube. Or I have been using a lot of these videos where you're supposed to do it, I suppose, on a exercise bike and that, and they drive somewhere. They got a camera on top of the car and they drive, and you're supposed to like hit your speeds and all that on your exercise bike. Well, I don't have that. I just have pedals. And I've actually been doing one of my friend's channels, and she goes on long walks, and I've actually been watching those, so you feel like you're cycling on the walks. I want to do that again. I want to do more exercise. And I always say that when it's summer and I'm here. So I can't even do my therapy in that. But do I feel fitter? Well, I must be. Walking up and down and doing more watering and all that. I must be fitter. So let's say fit. I don't think this comes out very often, this card. Okay, book review. What am I reading? Well, I'll show you this because I can't show you the book I'm reading. I was talking about reading Julie Walters next, but I did say to you I really need to clear some off my tablet. I've got Kindle, I've downloaded onto that, and I really need to clear it off because every time I do lots of learning apps on it, and obviously as you learn more, they load more stuff in. It keeps saying that it's full and you need to clear space. I don't have barely anything on it. I only have learning apps, a few games. I don't have like internet stuff on it, anything like that. So I don't know, it loads up so quick, but anyway, it does. So I went through those and I thought, right, what can I read on that? I wanted to read a story type book. I've got loads of gardening books and all that, and I just take notes of things and then delete those. So I always read a story. And I was looking some time ago, I want to read 1984 George Orwell and Animal Farm George Orwell. I don't believe I've ever actually read either of those. So I want to read those. So I don't pay for anything on Kindle. I go through, there's so much free there. And I went through and I could find, I can't remember which one of them I could find, but in a different language, not a language I speak or read. Can't remember what language it was now. It was something a bit more out there. And I thought, maybe I could download that and translate it, but I couldn't be bothered. But while I was in George Orwell section, very good, I've read them. Oh, well, tell me, while I was in George Orwell section, there was a book came up, I hadn't heard of it, and I thought, well, his other two books I wanted to read are quite good, so let's have a look at this, and downloaded it. It's called A Clergyman's Daughter. I don't know if you've heard of that one, Blue. It's a bit bizarre. It starts off, first of all, I wondered if it was actually a story, and yes, it is. Then it got really quite good, and I thought, oh, this is really good. Yeah, it's going somewhere now. It's all about, I think it's 1907. I might be wrong on that. I can't remember, but it's very early 1900s. Then it's how she's put upon, and basically she has to do everything, like everything for everybody, because she's basically doing her father's job. He just goes in and does the church side of things, and she does literally everything. does everything else, and she's put upon, and she's supposed to be recruiting people to go to church, and they all say, oh, if you help me, we'll come. Some of them don't come at all, some come once and never come again, that kind of thing, but she's always off doing things. And it's good. I won't say exactly what happens, but something else happens in her life, and it's a different sort of segment of where she is in her life, and it then suddenly becomes like written as well, like a stage play, and it's kind of got the cast name, and then you know how in a script it would say in brackets that they stand up and speak, and then they'd have the speech, and then they've got another character's name, and it says comes in from the side, and all this, and I was like, and then it was just a whole load of dialogue of these people, Londoners, chatting. It's all written in Old English as well, a lot of it, so some of the words I don't even know what they are. They're referring to things or saying a funny phrase, and I don't know some of that. And it just goes on for, I was literally swiping through. It was just dialogue of nonsense for pages and pages and pages. But now she's on another stage of her life, and it's okay again. It was almost like that was some big filler. I'm on, I think it says 80% read now, so I'm on my way through it. It was written by George Orwell, so I figure that's why it was there. Yes. But it was just weird. He'd suddenly gone from writing normally to suddenly writing it in the middle, like it was a scene from a play. It was just very bizarre. It didn't follow the rest of the writing. Now it's gone back to normal. It was turned into a play. Yeah, I wonder if they've kind of got that middle section from a script. It's nothing really to do with the story either. As I say, it's like an extra scene. You know, when people make a film and it has to be a certain length of film, and then they put fillers in, or sometimes it's too long and they cut scenes out, that kind of thing. So it was a bit bizarre, but as I say, it's got good again. It says I've read, I think, 80%. So I'll let you know. As I say, beginning, I thought, is it the story? And then, yes, it was. Then this weird stage play bit in the middle. And now it's okay again. And I'm interested to see where she ends up, if you like, because she's in another section of her life now. Possibly. Yeah, it's weird. And I know some, not particularly George Orwell, but there's some very ancient books that you can get on Kindle, and they sort of translate bits and mix and match bits. So I don't know if that's in the book, or, as I say, unless it, to me, it looks like, as you say, then it was a play. Perhaps they bought that section, maybe that bit isn't in the book, and they've added that into the book. That could be it, possibly. I don't know. But I don't know if you've read that one or not, Blue, but it's interesting. It's interesting. But I keep my eye open for 1984 and Animal Farm, because just because things aren't free now, they have sales when books are free that aren't free. So I will keep my eye out, because I'd quite like to read both of those. So that's what I'm reading right now. If you hear scrabbling in the background, you'll hear the cicadas that way. But this side, there's the box on the bottom of my shelves, and my cat keeps getting in and out it. Hi, Hedgehog Homestead. Lovely to see you. How are you doing? Really great to have you on board. And I'm showing now my cross stitch, how it's going, my latest project. And anyone who doesn't know, it's a gardening apron. And it has squares on it, on the pockets, that way up. And I thought this would be great to do cross stitch on. So this is the bottom pocket, those of you who know what's going on. Oops. Oh, look, doing some progress since last week. Now, funny enough, I think between the G and the S, it looks like more space. And I keep counting it and it's not. But to me, it looks like more space. And it also looked at first that it was a line lower. But truly, it is not. In fact, it looks like the G's wrong now, but it's not. It takes me ages. These squares do my head in. They're really big. It's not that small. It's better than Ada. I get it wrong. Is it Ada or Ada? One way is right, one way is wrong. One way I say. That's perfect cross stitch. I love it. Do you know what I'm writing? I'm doing my channel name, New Beginnings. So that's the innings bit. New Beginnings, my everyday life in rural Cyprus. So get back to me in about 2 years' time, because I only do 1 or 2 letters at a time. Actually showing it now makes me get on with it, because I think, oh, I must do at least another letter so people have got something to say. So that's the bottom pocket. I don't know. There you go. You get more of an idea. You've got a top pocket and the bottom pocket. And it's going to be my own one-off merch. Please don't ask me to do one for you. I'm not a craft person. It takes me forever. So I'm going to do that. And as I said before, I'm going to do some vegetables. Originally, I wanted to do New Beginnings up here, but obviously it's not big enough. So I'm going to do that and do lots of vegetables. That's awesome. Put your channel name on there. Yeah. One-off merch. And I said I'm going to use it really for putting things like string and scissors in when I'm stringing up, because I keep putting them on the floor and picking them up and bending over. And I thought, well, that'd be perfect. Put a great big twine in there and scissors in there, and that'd be really perfect for doing that. Give all those other cross stitch the idea. That's cool. Yeah. As I say, merch. Private merch. I've had it for a long time, and my mum and dad bought it for me a long time ago, and he died years ago, so that shows how long. And I didn't want to get it dirty as in gardening. It's too hot here to sort of have something around you when you're gardening. So I thought, what can I do with it? It was hanging on our back door for ages. So I know. I just suddenly saw the squares there and I was like, it's perfect, isn't it? Okay, let's move on to another section I do every time as long as I remember. Jokes. Jokes. What does a clock do when it's hungry? What does a clock do when it's hungry? It goes back 4 seconds. Goes back for seconds. I accidentally rubbed ketchup in my eyes. Now I have hindsight. Hindsight. 2 toothpicks are walking in a forest. Suddenly a hedgehog runs by. One toothpick says, I didn't know buses came through here. You can imagine it. I used to have one of those things where you keep cocktail sticks on, and it was the shape of a hedgehog. So all your cocktail sticks were on there. Brilliant, Blue says. A man goes to see his doctor, saying he's concerned he is slowly shrinking and he's in a real panic about how small he will become. Don't worry, says the doctor. It will take a long time. Just learn to be a little patient. I don't know why, Jimmy. You've just come on and it's saying I need to get rid of your nasty comment. Oh, I don't know why. Let's do show. Oh, that happened to my sister when she was on, didn't it, the other day? There we go. Jimmy's alive on my channel. Please hit the thumbs up button and share out the stream. Thanks, Jimmy. Hedgehog Homestead laughing. Jimmy, hi, my friend. Hedgehog Homestead funny. Blue Self-Reliance, laugh out loud. Hedgehog Homestead, hi astute tourist. This astute tourist. I'm a nasty boy, I guess. Oh no. This astute tourist. Hello, Hedgehog's Homestead. I'm going to get what Tara's got. She's got where it reads out all the comments, so you don't have to read them out and everyone can hear if they're busy doing their work. Oh yeah, you're not working, Mr. Jimmy? You're not working? Not working? The astute tourist says, hi there, Blue Self-Reliance. That was actually done with the Boston type accent, Blue, okay? I don't do accents. Where are we? Jokes. A new restaurant has opened up on the moon. Great food, but no atmosphere. The astute tourist says, I'm working, just taking a quick break. The astute tourist says, I don't have an accent, you do, ha ha ha. Hedgehog's Homestead says, I shared you out on my channel, oh bless you. Blue Self-Reliance says, hello, the astute tourist. The astute tourist is crying with laughter. Next joke. I better just say when it's a joke when I'm reading comments. I'm sorry for keep rubbing my eye. I had trouble with that a few weeks, about a month ago. I had a bit of hair down in my eye, but now my eye's just giving me jet. Joke. What did the fish say when it hit a wall? Damn. The astute tourist. I'm being sarcastic, Jimmy. You narrate a very nice story. You need to check my other channel out because I actually read quite a few bits on different film on that, different videos. I've actually read, it's a whole quote. Where is it? It's normally here. Oh, it's up there now. I've read this out. You can't see it, I know. It's a quote and it says it's a quote. It's longer than that. Would you call it a quote? I don't know. And it says, found in Old St. Paul's Church, Baltimore, dated 1692. And I've read that out on my channel. And briefly, it starts, go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible, without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. So I've read all that out. It's quite nice. And how I came across that was I love the Professionals. It's English old. I think they weren't MI5. What were they? But something like that. And I like Martin Shaw, who starred in it. I love Martin Shaw. I've seen him live. I know I've been to a play he did. And in the Professionals programme, he had this on his wall. And I sort of looked it up and tried to find it. And remember, I was only young and I bought the same alarm clock that he had in the programme. I saw it and I was like, oh, that's the one he has in the Professionals. And I bought the same alarm clock. I must have only been about 10, maybe. And it's one that in the dark, I forget the word now. My brain's freezing up today. I've done too much today. But the numbers are luminous there. Where are we? Blue Self-Reliance. Oh, and by the way, Jimmy, if you go on my other channel, Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty, I put it up on your channel today. You might have noticed what that was all about. It's questions Tara set on her channel for people, Tom Girl City, and I did it for her. She wanted people to answer the questions, so that's on my other channel because I know you know her very well. Blue Self-Reliance, just trying to get the mud under my nails because I need to make dinner. Trying to get the mud under your nails? No, I think you're trying to get the mud out through your nails. Trying to get the mud under my nails. Here you go, Tanny. Here's something different for dinner. Do you like the flavour? Hedgehog's Homestead, laugh out loud. I'm not doing that. Hedgehog's Homestead, that's funny. That was really funny. Blue Self-Reliance. I've seen Lewis Collins in a panto when I was 12. Didn't like him. Nasty bit of work. The astute tourist. Oh, great. Blue Self-Reliance says, yeah, that one. Out from under my nails, laugh out loud. I know you like plant-based foods, but that's a bit too far. Okay, next joke. Never use a broken pencil. It's pointless. My type of jokes for sure. Joke. I keep saying jokes. So if anyone's listening, they know where we're on. Joke. How does a penguin build his house? He glues it together. Comments. Blue Self-Reliance. I don't know. More nutrients. Laugh out loud. Yeah, and if you break a bit of nail off, that's protein, isn't it? Joke. Do you like this style? Joke. What did the astronomers do when they got fed up watching the moon's revolutions round the Earth? They just called it a day. Comments. The astute tourist. Bah ha ha. Okay, I'm getting confused now. So last joke. What's the difference between bird flu and swine flu? One requires treatment, the other ointment. Yay! Comments. Blue Self-Reliance says calcium and zinc more than protein in nails. Yeah, because they're dead now, aren't they? It's like hair. Hair's dead. There's nothing in the hair strands. It's all the scalp. I must do something with my hair. It's, I was growing it out. Well, just about. It's the first day I haven't worn a headband. There's a little bit still loose. But for a long time I've been wearing headband because the fringe was out of control because I was growing it out. And I can't go out again now. But can't go out again for foreseeable future. Who knows? We thought we were going to be all right while it was tourist season. And then we thought we'd be stopped going out, but can't go out. So I need to do something with my hair for sure. I'm quite good at cutting it. I've cut it myself for about the last... when did I last actually go to hairdressers? I love going to hairdressers. When did I last go to hairdressers? About 7 years ago. Maybe more. No, maybe more than that. Okay. So, pigs and birds. So I said today, if anyone had questions about the selling the property, put your comments in any references, because I always read comments. So there was the initial announcement as a community post. There was last Wednesday's live. So if you don't know about me selling my property and what it's all about, it is 99% of the last Wednesday live is totally talking about it. So if anyone's here not really sure what you're selling your property, then go and look at that. That's got everything. Then drop comments there if you've got any comments about it or questions. And then also I put up a video showing the property that's for sale. So I went looking through the comments. There are more since, but these are what I pulled up ready for today. And we're going to give a couple of shout outs for those who did put comments. The YouTube channel, All That Fluff and Stuff, do go and check them out. They put, looks like a lovely area, good luck. And it is, it's superb. If we didn't want land and a rural life, we would have stayed there. absolutely. We've got no qualms about selling it, and there's far more there now than there was. There's all facilities, beach, marina, shops, but it, as I put in the video about it, it still retains its quaint fishing village as well as having everything there. It's beautiful. Cheap and Easy Cooking YouTube channel says, was it your Airbnb? No, we never used that for an Airbnb. Mike bought it before we came to live in Cyprus for a holiday home. We never got to use it for that because he was saying to me about, we weren't married then, and he said maybe one day we'll get together, and if I retire, would you like to go and live out there? And I said yes. And I said, but as lovely as it is, I'd like a little bit more garden. It's a courtyard garden, and as you can see from the pictures, it's got a mandarin tree and a lemon tree, and it wraps around. It's the front and the side of the property, and there's 2 parking spaces. One is in the back of the gardens, like a driveway, and then you've got your own private allocated parking around the back. So no, that was not an Airbnb. It would make a great Airbnb. It would make a great rental. We're renting it at the moment. It's a great rental for families. It's 2 double bedrooms. It would be a great investment because it's up and coming there. It would be a great holiday home. Basically, it's one of those properties that would suit whatever you want to do with it. Then I had a comment from Tony Rad. Tony is a great supporter of my channel. She always watches and comments, so I appreciate that very much. And she said, maybe you should give up all that land you have and all your hard work and go back to the beach. You're going to miss it. Now, I thought that was a great thought for today's Q&A. Why do we keep this one and not move back to that one, and vice versa? So I thought that was a really great question. So that's what today's based on. Why keep this one and not go back to that and give up this one? So I did this in different categories. Me and Mike sat down and thought about the answers. First of all, what we would need to do if we did decide to sell here instead. Well, this property is much bigger, much. So we would need to sell a huge amount of our belongings, including furniture. And if we wanted to take furniture from here, it's already furnished there. We're leaving whatever furniture's there, we're leaving. So we'd have to sell one lot of furniture from either here or there. And here there's so much furniture, we couldn't even fit it in there if we wanted to. Plus, we don't have lots of stuff, but we have things like Mike has loads of tools. And there's no shed or anything like that there. There's no shed or garage. If we put a shed in, we'd lose some of the garden. And he's got far too much equipment. He used to be a mechanic, so that gives you a bit of an idea. And I have done videos showing he's got 2 big outbuildings that he uses for tools and things. Jimmy says, I've shared your stream on my community page. Thank you very much, Mr. Jimmy. I've also posted a picture of Sophie there as well. Oh, I will go there. I've been waiting, for Sophie picture. Oh, thank you. Did I see that? And I will look up my camel picture for you and sort that out. Let me write a note to do that, because I did have it on a bit of paper after I said it. Camel pic. Okay. So yeah, the Ziggy house we're selling, the square meters is, I don't know what it is, but it's smaller than here. We would have to rehome the cats. Now, you could have cats there. For us, there's a wall, probably not quite waist height, a brick wall round a lot of it. For me, it's not where I would have cats, because I like cats to roam in a big garden. You could have cats and dogs there. For me, no. And 4 cats, no. And my cats are used to a rural area. There is no way I'm getting rid of my babies. No way. The astute tourist says it is hump day after all. Cool. What else would we need to do if we did sell up here? We would have to change all of our documents, and many of those would be quite a high cost to do, like our residency documents. And it's a palaver. It's an absolute palaver. I don't know how long it will take, whether it's one of these in-out things or what, I don't know. But to change all that, and it's also very awkward because we weren't married when we first came out here. And the time we came out here, pre-EU, and rules are very different now, but when we came out here, you could only buy one property. It was to stop this holiday home thing going on. So Mike bought the beach property in Ziggy. When I said, well, yeah, fine, but I want something bigger for garden at least, I bought here. So that was okay. That's how we got 2 properties. A lot of people who were around Cyprus that kind of time when that was the rule just didn't get how we could have 2 properties. But Ziggy properties in Mike's name and this property's in my name. Okay, thanks, Jimmy. Thanks very much. Thanks for the picture, Sophie. So to change selling things, they're still not very... oh, what's the word I want to use? It's still not the norm for a female to own things like property out here. It would be very awkward for me to try and get documents of this house in either a joint name or switch to something else. I don't know how to say it. Well, as I say, it's the rigmarole of actually having a female owning a property. It might sound weird, and it's not, oh, they don't like it. It's just very strange. And remember, I bought it before we were married. So changing, it'd have to change to my married name. And we haven't bothered anything like that because obviously it's, we had no intention of selling here. But it's a big rigmarole, basically. I could go into that, but so, and costly to change anything like that. And to be honest, if we did sell here, I would rather divide the land and properties up, the outbuildings with land, and we'd get far more for it in the long run, unless, as I said last week, you had some famous person that wanted to just have the land and the views and literally knock it all to pieces and rebuild the house. Then they would want the whole lot. Empty Homestead, hi, how are you? I got some folks in today I haven't seen for a little while. Really appreciate that. Yeah, I missed your live. I think I put a comment that I just missed your live or something. So yeah, I missed that. How are you guys doing? Do let me know how you're doing in the comments. I'm talking about we're selling our property. It's not here. It's another one we had in Cyprus. If you don't know what I'm talking about, best go look at last Wednesday's live because I go through the whole thing there. But someone raised a question as the property we're selling is right on the beachfront by a marina. Why would we not sell here, our remote property with all our land? Why would we not sell here and keep the other one and move back to there? So this is what I'm answering. If we move back there, obviously you've got all the utility bills and so forth. So at least one of us would have to get a good full-time job, which obviously neither of us have got a job here. Neither of us. Because we have a frugal life, which we couldn't do there in the same ways that we do here. And we live totally off grid here. So we don't have to pay out for very much, whereas they're just utilities to start with would be a big difference. Basically, as well, we would have to have money for the actual move, for the estate agents and all that kind of thing. We're not going through estate agents, so for the other one, but this, as I've said, we would do better selling it to people from other countries who are looking to do homesteading. It's all set up for homesteading, but out here, that isn't a thing. There's farming here and growing fields of one produce, that kind of thing, but homesteading, no. Each family member out here has a different bit of land and they all do a separate thing and then put their stuff together. So one might be an olive grove, one might be growing a few vegetables, one might be keeping the animals, but homesteading is not a thing as in one bit of land and do everything. And obviously we'd have to have money for bills and things when we first needed to think about moving out, because they've both got to be sorted out at the same time. So the rental people would have to move out, we'd have to have people in, or else we'd be running two properties at the same time, which we couldn't afford. And the day we moved or got rid of the tenants at the other property to move in, if that's what we had chosen to do, we have to start paying the bills there. We have no money behind us at all, nothing. So that's those. Selling this property, if we had have sold this property instead, what does that entail? Whereas I've said, Mike's not only got to find something with all his tools. If you know how much we salvage, as in wood and metalwork and tiles and anything and everything we can get, Mike would have to get rid of all that. That is near impossible. Yeah, we would need to pay estate agents to sell this one because, as I say, people in Cyprus, the young people, do not want this lifestyle. They want towns and cities. The older people have got more than enough land already. So we'd need to pay estate agents to get it advertised abroad. Cypriots would only pay for this as pure agricultural land. They've got their houses or their holiday homes in the country. We would need to give notice to our tenants and cover running both properties until sold. For example, here I'd have to keep coming here and watering and dealing with everything until it was sold if we were selling it as a going concern. And travelled a long distance to maintain both properties, and we could end up being stuck with two properties. That would be a big concern. The cost of moving, if we had have chosen to move to the other house, we would need to get repairs on this property to get a cost-effective sale price, because we've barely done anything to the house. If you go to the very first few videos on this channel, you'll see what we did do to make it better, but it's slapdash, if that's a word you have. Slapdash meaning we just fixed it up. We certainly haven't maintained it, as in done things properly, as in to a saleable use. So it's patched, we've put patio doors in, things like that, but we still haven't finished going around the edge neatly and decorating and all that kind of thing. So to actually get a cost-effective price, or a price worth selling it at, we would have to pay to do a lot of work. We don't have the money. Usual moving cost as well. As I say, we have no money. So to even just say, well, okay, let's go somewhere that's free to live, it would still cost us to move. We'd need a van, definitely. Also there, as I've said, they have utility bills, they have a higher annual property tax. I think here we pay something like €10 a year. Over there, Mike said it's €60 a year, but they also have water bills, refuge bills, and so on and so forth. We would need more money for food. Yes, you could do container growing. It's a courtyard, so it's your own private courtyard garden, so there's no soil. There's a little border around the edge, but not enough to really grow much in. Yes, you could grow little bits, but what I grow, I would say is probably 80% of what we eat. Particularly now I grow a lot more and I've got my trees and my chopper. We would have to buy a lot more food. We would need to buy things we need, as there's no storage there for our salvaged items or tools, things like that. I've said that. So basically here, if we need something, we go and look in our salvage stuff and come up with a solution. Not that. There's no off-grid there. There's all separate houses have one solar panel on the roof and a water tank, and it heats the hot water. That is all. But we live totally off-grid. What else? Negative impacts on if we did change home. I would have no cats, and they are who I talk to, and they bring me joy, and there's always one of them somewhere nearby me. They are my little companions. I live in a rural, remote, abandoned village, so there it would not be the rural life. And I really feel for me and many others, once you've lived in a big open space with no neighbours, some people don't like it, and we're all different. That's what makes the world. But for me, I've always joked and said I'm Heidi, like the story of Heidi. You take me away from the mountain and the free roaming goats, and as beautiful as Ziggy is, and I love it, and it's right by the beach. We're not beach people. I would rather be in the green mountain areas. So I think that is a negative impact for me, to suddenly be surrounded by cars driving past, people, just having neighbours. I would feel squished in. And there's a apartment upstairs. It's what we call in England a maisonette, which is like a house, a top and a bottom. And the top one, it's not a house split into two, but think of a two-storey property. The top one goes across the next one as well. It's smaller up the top. And so there's two bottom ones and one across the top of the two, if you like. So you'd hear people and you'd see people keep walking by. Not for me. So I couldn't go for my walks, particularly in lockdown. I wasn't allowed anywhere, but you can walk miles around here and never see anyone. I can always get out on a walk. Apart from now, it's a heat wave. I have space. We can make as much noise as we like. We put our music on really loud sometimes, so we can do that. Nature. I don't know if you can hear the cicadas outside right now. Birds. Nature. No swimming pool. We have a swimming pool. It's defunct right now, but if we sell the property, we could get that repaired, and I use it for my therapy that I need to do every day. It makes it more appealing to me to do some in the pool, and some can only be done in water, what I have to do. And yes, the sea's right there, but it's not safe for me to do therapy in the sea. It's not safe for me to do that. And I don't like to swim in the sea if somebody's not with me, because I can suddenly have a coma. The pool, I can get out. If I sort of feel a bit odd, I can get out. Less privacy. Yeah, we don't walk around with no clothes on, but you know, you can do what you want, when you want, and you know, privacy. There would be far less Cypriot language immersion for me. Now, it is a Cypriot village, but obviously there's a lot of tourists there, and round here, a lot of the people don't speak any English at all. And I think I might end up getting to a situation where not that I stopped speaking Cypriot or Greek, there would be more Greek speakers, but there are Cypriot speakers there. Um, for me, I need to be made to keep speaking Cypriot. Greek, I don't mind speaking, but I prefer Cypriot, obviously. It's the language of our country. um, if we did move to the beach house, there is no income potential here. We're doing Airbnb, we can have WORKAWAYs. All right, we might not so much need a WORKAWAY there, but my later life, if I get worse, we would talk about here, we could have someone either live or come long term to help with cleaning or cooking, or just to be a friendly aid, let's call it. In England, I had a PA, a personal assistant for my condition, and we were just friends. And, you know, they just help you if you need help. Particularly, I'm not allowed to drive, so if I wanted to go somewhere, they could drive me, that kind of thing. So there are two double bedrooms, but honestly, if we did move back there, the second bedroom, I would have to put my desk and computer and that kind of thing, and all my bits and pieces, all my bookcases, keep that more of an office stroke leisure space. So the lounge diner would remain really just as a lounge diner. That's what we would do. Yeah, so we couldn't do Airbnb there. As I say, we do have a second spare bedroom, but I would want my stuff in there. So no income potential. So in that respect, here we live a lot of a more frugal, cheaper life with the off-grid and the income potential and the help potential. If we move to the beach house, we've got to find money to even begin with. We've got to have a regular income to pay all the utilities and extra food and things we need, and no income potential. So that doesn't compute. That's got to be one of the main points. Again, I couldn't really have visitors then. You know, I'm dying to get my first YouTuber coming. I think I know who it might be coming now. I've got some people giving me rough dates of possibility if you've got a small kitchen and all that, but you've never seen me actually do things much in my kitchen. Because of my condition, I need big empty space. If I'm doing something, I might just put a plate next to me. My coordination and my perception are severely affected, particularly my perception, my speech and my thought, my perception. So if he puts something down, he might as well just put his hand over my face. It's a distraction of where I know things are. I need a massive space for doing anything. And again, where would I store stuff if I prepped? Yes, it can be done. I'm the first one to say it. But why switch to that? If we're making choices as to which of the two properties, you've got to list your downs about it. Yes, there's some ups, possibly a smaller home to clean. And I'm sure you guys could come up with other things. Neighbours might be a good thing for some of you. It obviously doesn't bother me that, because I wouldn't be here now. So I'd be limited to container basics, basically there. Deterioration of my physical well-being if we moved back due to less activity. Often I have days when, not that I don't want to go out, I always want to go out, but days when I'm a little bit like this afternoon, I was a little bit tired and I've been doing all sorts of things. And sometimes if my thought goes a bit, I know I'm a bit tired. So those are days I wouldn't even go far down our garden. I would be a lot more cautious. So at least if I feel a bit, little bit bothered, I can still go out and go for a little walk around part of the garden. Whereas if we were there, how many laps of the courtyard could I do backwards and forwards? And to be honest, I've just really thought about this. I think I would be more embarrassed to live there if something happened to me. If I did go out or neighbours saw that I sort of went into a coma, do I then have to explain it to a lot of people around there first? I've only just thought of that. And straight away now, big X, definitely don't want to go back there. So sorry, I didn't see your comment on our live. My mum called right after I said hello to you. That's right, that's fine. That's fine. So yeah, it's almost now like, well, that's going to be the main reason now, which I hadn't thought of till I'm actually talking it out with you all. And because there's less activity, even though I say when I'm tired, I sort of take a little break. If I stop too long, let's say I take an afternoon off and just sit down and do something. The next day I can't walk for a few hours. I need to be moving as much as possible. Like after I do a live, I try not to go, oh, I'm looking at the time now. I try not to go too much over an hour. When I finish now, hour and a half, I have to sort of get my feet moving and my legs moving before I stand up. Or I sort of walk like an old person like that. So imagine a smaller home, a small garden, a bit cautious about going out if I wasn't at my best peak. So that would actually affect my well-being in the long run because I would deteriorate rapidly because not being able to move around so much. So where I said before, maybe a good thing, less house to clean, that again could actually be a bad thing for me. What else did I look at? Oh, I did a section why we can't move. Why we can't move. Well, as I've said, negative life imposed in lockdowns, and it seems like another one is here now. Already I can't go out now since last Friday. I'm not allowed to go out. So I would say that's the biggest thing now. That's the reason we can't move. Imagine me in a box. That's basically how it will be. We can't move the sale of the cost versus the sale and beyond. So that's something. Hey, Faith DS, I've not long been on your channel today. Nice to see you. How are you doing, my friend? I'm talking about I'm selling our beach property to raise money to do things on this channel on this property, and it's all in last Wednesday's live, all about it. So look at that if you've not seen it. And someone asked, well, why would I not sell up my homestead property and have less work if I move to the beach one rather than sell the beach one? So I've come up with thoughts on that. So that's really what I'm talking about now. Why we can't move, even if we wanted to. We don't have enough money to live in a town or a village property. And particularly through the very first big lockdown, even frugal living and not having barely any bills, we got down to our last 30 euros. Had we have been in the beach property at that point, I don't know where we would be now. I really don't. And when you first come to Cyprus, when we came, we had to declare we had enough ability or funds or whatever that we would never ask for help from the Cypriot government. So, for example, we wouldn't get a Cypriot pension or unemployment or anything like that. And I have no benefits for my medical condition. That doesn't happen for us in Cyprus. Why we can't move? Well, I'd just like to reassure everybody we chose this home and lifestyle over the beach property. We had that first, and our decision was to buy this, to have land, grow our own, live frugally. So any money, we only get what we need and we salvage as much as we possibly can. I have put underneath in the description, if anyone does want to help with our journey in life, I've got so many different ways you can help, and it's not all monetary. Just by sharing my channel or talking about my channel, that's a really big thing for me. So that's one way you can help. Here, someone asked us, well, don't you like the beach? We do like the beach, but we're not beach people. Although the beach is literally right by the property of the beach property, we can see the sea from us here up the mountain, and we're actually only 8 kilometres from it. And I can't remember when I last actually went to the beach. Faith DS, I'm well, hope you're well. Yes, very well, thank you. Blue Self-Reliance, oh bless you, you do you. At the end of the day, what other people think is part of the equation isn't part of the equation. Yeah. And why we can't move? Well, as I've said, living frugally here through lockdown, I actually had the best quality of life than I heard most other people had, because we, as I say, I could go out walking rurally. I'm not allowed to wear a mask. That would just start me off in a coma. So hence why I'm not allowed out at the moment. Don't say to me, can you not go and get a document from the hospital to explain it? Yes, you can, but you have to go to the COVID testing places, people testing to see if they have it, without a mask, to be told that you don't need to wear a mask. And then if I get it, it could be pretty bad. So I won't go into all that. So yes, I had the best quality. I've got a big house. I've got lots I can do in the house when I'm not feeling great. I can sit and do a lot of things, sort things out. I can store, blue nose, hundreds of books. I wouldn't have all that there. I can sit in the garden. I can see the sea. And as I say, we wouldn't have been able to cover any bills if we'd have been at the beach house. Here we had free water. Oh, that's something else. Yeah, we have a spring quite near, and water is free. We can walk to it, which we did in frugal times. Mike made a little trolley out of a roof ladder, you know, where it curves over so you can get to a roof tank. And he made a trolley cart out of that, and we walked and collected water. We made frugal choices that couldn't have been done if we'd have been at the beach house. So in some ways, I always put a positive spin on things. For us, lockdown maybe was showing us at this future time that don't even consider going back, because if, well, we will get locked down again, as I say. Once the tourists are gone, I think they'll put us back in lockdown again. I'm surprised the mask came back, because it was, they don't test the tourists because they're following examples of other countries. They don't test them, then everyone passes it on. And then, as we say, once they go home, the residents can't go shopping if they can't wear a mask. So, yeah, there's that. Faith DS Blue, yes indeed. Yeah, you know, guys, I'm a really upfront channel, and I've always said I'll tell you everything as it happens. When this was our thought of selling it, I did say something was coming up, but we wanted to just clarify and set things in stone and get things rolling. But I said it was coming up, and I will discuss it. If you have questions, hey guys, this is how we learn. Someone might suddenly come up with such a wonderful plan or suggestion. There's been a lot of interest already in the property. Someone even on YouTube did say they'd pay the price for it. And I did say it was a starting price. It's because prices in Cyprus, there is no price. And I've said this before, you'll have two properties exactly the same, side by side. One can be 1 million and one can be 150,000. And there's no difference to them. It's what people want to sell things for and what people want to pay for those properties. So all I could do is give you the lowest price that would be accepted. And I said, anyone interested, we're asking for offers over. And what you do here is you put your highest bid. So basically, if you want it, what's the most it will be worth to you, and you put the price, and then you take the thing. It saves all this. I don't know other countries, but I know England, and you make an offer, and most likely you offer lower than an asking price. So that means often people inflate the asking price, so they take an offer and everyone's happy. And then the seller comes back with a little bit more, and then you go a bit more, and then you meet in the middle. No, in Cyprus, you say how much you want to offer, and you take the highest bidder, basically. And as I say, George is the one who's looking after the property for us and dealing with our renters. He's told us there's 3 people definitely interested at the minute, and I guess he's showing them around. Somebody asked me, could I actually go and do a Zoom chat with them that was interested in purchasing it? We can't. The reason being, first of all, there's tenants in there anyway, so it's not going to be as it would be, if you know what I mean. They've got stuff everywhere and whatever. In Cyprus, you know how YouTubers go and film in their shops and in Dollar Store or whatever it's called, Dollar Tree, and in the supermarkets, and you can't do that in Cyprus. I'd love to show you like our shops and Jumbo I keep on about. I'd love to show you. You can't take pictures in shops, and it is considered disturbance of the residents, even though they were the renters and we're the owners. It's disturbance of them to go in and film or take pictures. If you want pictures of a property that you're renting, you have to get rid of the renters and then take pictures, because most people get the renters out and spruce it all up and then take pictures. So you can have an estate agent go in and value it. If you were interested in it and you came to Cyprus, if you wasn't here, you could go and look round it. But you can't take pictures, or we can't do a Zoom or anything like that on it. Apart from which, my laptop, I'm all plugged in, and I'll be like, oh. And by the time we got over there, it's quite a long way from us. By the time we got there, the batteries would be like dead, and we couldn't do it anyway. It's not possible for us. We don't have phones you can film on. But no, you're not allowed to film. Even though it's our property. I mean, if we feel there's an issue with it, we can ask to go in and that. I'm not saying that, but for filming and taking pictures, no. The only way you could do that is maybe contact the renters themselves, which I wouldn't give out their information, and then they could film it, but we're not allowed to. And they've got 2 children, so there's obviously their stuff around, and possibly things I'm guessing things on the wall with their names and their car number plate, all these things. So no, unfortunately not. Has anyone got any questions? Anyone got anything? As I say, I want to answer every question. If people got questions, as long as they've watched the previous video, because that really did go into why we're selling it. And today's was why we couldn't go back to the other one, even if we really wanted to, which we don't, but why we couldn't. But I love it. I do love it. I was sad initially, and as I said, we were considering selling it when we were down to our last 30 euros in first lockdown. And I said to Mike, the trouble is, when it's gone, it's gone. But now there's so much we want to do here, and we can make more accommodation. So it's actually going to give us an income to be more self-reliant. So it's silly to have that. And we don't get a lot for the rental there because we wanted, with all this up and down, lockdown and whatever, we wanted to make sure there was always someone renting it, because we'd lost our renters in the first lockdown, hence why we got down to €30. And we don't get a lot for it because, as I say, we wanted to keep it cheap, get someone in there, keep them in there, and we were giving George some of the money to run it for us because, as I say, it's a long way. We're in, we're called Limassol, the district, and we are not, if you look on the map, we're right on the edge of Limassol. We're on the west side, and the beach property is in Ziggy, which is called Larnaca district, but that, like us, is not in, if you look on the map, it's not in Larnaca at all. It's right on this side of it. It's the west side. So if you, I haven't got a map right here to show you, but if you look, I did do a map on the, which one did I do? On the actual one sale of the property, the actual video. So you can see a map to see where it is. And as I say, we're right on the far side of Limassol, like that's on the far side of Larnaca. So if someone's looking for Larnaca town centre, no, that's not it. The nearest airport is Larnaca, but our nearest airport is Paphos. So it shows you how vast we are. And officially, there are only those two airports. If you ever see any cheap deals flying to or from another airport in Cyprus, don't touch it with a barge pole. You will get no insurance and it's totally illegal, but we won't go into that. So Larnaca and Paphos are the two airports. Yeah, as I say, if you've got questions, I do love answering questions. On my other channel, Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty, is linked below in the description, because I say it so fast, people don't know. Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty. I've just done a video there if you like Q&As. One of my friends, Tara, her channel's Tom Girl City, and she did quite some time ago on her channel questions, and she answered her own questions, and then she said if people want to do a video Q&A, and I've done that on the other channel. I posted that today, so you can learn more about me. Learn more about me. And she just asks you things, and there's some funny little bits in there I come up with. So that was quite fun. I love questions. If any of you have got on your channel questions, Q&As, I love doing them. Or if you want to set me questions, why don't we do that? Why don't you just come up with, the more random, the better. Not like what's your favourite colour, random things. Ask me some real random things and I'll do a Q&A. Let's call it Weird Random Questions. Weird sounds a bit off. Random Obscure Questions. Oh, let's write that down. So if you can think of anything, I know Blue will. Blue comes up with things. What did I say? Random, obscure book, movie or theatre. Questions. I'm not going to answer that now, Blue. I'm going to put that as a question. Okay, let's call it Dawn. Do you all know my name's Dawn? I don't. Because in Cyprus, I'm called Agi. That's how you say Dawn, Agi. So sometimes saying Dawn sounds weird. Dawn answers. Look, I've got a chat. I'm just making up a video now. So Blue asks, and I will then put your channel link. So what channel are you under in this chat, Blue? Blue's Self-Reliance. Was that what one I was on today? I don't know which one I go on with yours sometimes. I like morning musings. I like that. I don't think you've put anything on there recently. Okay. Blue Self-Reliance ask, book Oh, that's your main one. I get mixed up. Book, movie, or theatre? Right, I'm not answering it now. That's going to be my first question. Right, so if you want to think of questions, I'm going to call it random obscure questions. Haven't done morning musings for a bit, but I will. I like that one. It's just life chaos. Yes, so if you want to think of a question, you can ask me more than one question. And each time I read out a question when I make the video that you've asked me, I'll say your channel name. So Blue, you could actually ask me 3 questions or more of each of your channel names. That would be pretty cool, because then I'll say your 3 channel names, and that will also remind me to make a thing of that. Faith DS, you can either put the question in now or think about it and send me a question at any point. Don't know if Hedgehog's still in the chat or not. Someone else is. I've got 3 still watching. Don't know if Jimmy's still in. Jimmy could come up with good questions for me, I know, because he thinks he knows me quite well now. Blue says it really is, but I thought it was too chaotic, so I stopped for a bit so I could make a bit more positive. Yeah, I must admit, yeah. It was the takeaways. It was, I'm not going to get any more takeaways now. Then the next one was, we had a takeaway tonight. I know that was because you were moving and you had stuff going on. I had to take away. And then it was, but they were, I shouldn't say funny. They were funny, weren't they? But not meant to be, but weird all what kept happening. Oh dear. Yeah, do check each other's channels out if you don't know them. Oh, Anne, hello there. That's me. Laugh out loud. I'm with the Grands listening to my friend. I'm saying, Anne, I've just had the idea of, because I say I like doing Q&As, I'm going to make a video called Dawn Answers Random Obscure Questions. So if you'd like to think of a question at some point and drop it under any video, and I won't answer it, and I'll put it in the video, and every question I read out, I'll say your channel's name, so you'll get a little push there. And you can ask me more than one channel. You can ask me more than one question, and then I keep saying your channel name. And Anne knows me pretty well. Blue Self-Reliant said, if you were a sweetie, Candy, what would you be? That's a good one. Okay. So I'm not answering now, obviously. If you were I am a sweetie. I try to be. I don't get mad. Candy, what would you be? What would you be? Blue Self-Reliant said, laugh out loud, we lived on delivery food for a month when we moved in due to the move and being so ill. The mask. I basically lived off chicken and sweet corn soup from the Chinese round the corner. Oh, thanks, Anne. Anne's put a blue link up. And it's blue. Look at her. And I'm sorry, that's a spanner. It's not a wrench. I've always said that. I've got a question for myself, because it's a question I was thinking about asking you guys. So I've added that in. If you could travel anywhere in the world, let's put Anne up here. And I have to write your channel name out properly, because I always forget some people's channel and I make up their names. And Dale, is it Dale or Dale's? And Dale Homestead, because that's your name. Homestead. Ask, if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you be? If you could. I used to do shorthand, but I can't remember it. If you could travel, because I didn't want to be a secretary or work in an office, so I did bunk a lot of the lessons. Anywhere in, same with typing, the world, where would you be? And just put the link up to Faith DS. Do go and check it out. It's a really cool channel, I think. And if you don't know, I think you do. Do you know Fake DS? If you don't, I think you'll like it very much. I can't remember where I knew you from. And why, of course. Oh, and why. And why. I can make that a part B, and then I say your channel name again. Anything else you can think of? As I say, you can always drop it somewhere. Or do you think Coca-Cola should give me a sponsorship? I've just realised I use this a lot. This is my favourite glass. That's why you see this a lot. I've been fighting with a watermelon. I think that was just before I went on your channel, Anne. I was fighting with or it might have been Black's Tropical Homestead. I was fighting with a watermelon, and I don't eat the seeds because they're my currency. Why would I be eating the money? It's like smoking. Why would you smoke your money away? I don't get it. So I've pulped in my chopper. I've used chop and then pulse. And I've got bottles of watermelon, not quite juice, it's got some little bits in. I've got that. And we've got 5 ice cream tubs, big ones, full of watermelon. I had some for breakfast. I had some for tea yesterday. I had some for a snack today. It doesn't last too long. What did you want to be when you was a little girl? Ooh. What did you want to be when you was a little girl? I could do 2 episodes. I could do Everyone's asked Mike to answer them as well. Have you noticed I make him do Q&As? Yeah, they only do big sporty things and big things. Big. I wouldn't mind a supply of Coca-Cola or a supply of Dr. Pepper, because it's very hard to get it out here. And randomly, Mike sometimes, when he goes shopping, sees a couple of cans. Aww. And he gets them for a treat. I can't remember how much he said they were last time. I said, don't you ever buy those again. They were ridiculously expensive. If you could only grow 5 veg for the rest of the time, what would they be and why? That's a good question. If you could only, you know why I'm laughing. If you've got a channel, you know why I'm laughing. If you could only grow 5, is it only veg? Yes, veg for the rest of your life, what would they be? How did your live stream bit go, Anne? I went and had my dinner when you were doing the there all the time, but you know, when you did your StreamYard and you said you were going to bring peeps up. How did that go? I was going to go back and see that last bit. How did that go? Did you manage? It's quite easy, StreamYard. I do quite like it. I like it. I use it on my Thursday ones on my other channel randomly. I'm not having trouble importing. I've realised why some things don't import, because everything I do, if I edit anything, I then make it into, I save it for YouTube. That's what it says. It says save to computer or save for YouTube. And then it's ready as a film whenever I want to post it. Any of those things I can't show on StreamYard. It must be the format of it. Then I was randomly putting bits of film in, my unedited stuff, and that was playing. So I was like, yay. Then I realised it comes up, it's got to be MP4 to show it on StreamYard. As soon as you change it to save to YouTube and it's edited, It's not that anymore. The way I do it, if I don't know how you guys do it, if you do it another way, I just like to click on something I've got in a folder and that. I know you can do it through something else, but my brain doesn't deal with doing things. I just want to click on something I've already got and show it. The pictures are the same. I know you can only have a certain size, but if it was MP4, it was okay. And our Homestead says it went really well. My sound was off and we had a little echo from somewhere, but I really enjoyed it. Yeah, if you've got something else open, or I'm getting a bit fed up, a lot of these moderators that multiple moderate at the same time. I do it as well, so I'm not having to go about that. But you can hear bits of other things within it. And for me, that's highly distracting if I'm watching something, because you might just hear it small if you're a viewer, but the way my brain works, it intensifies. It's the same as someone has slight background music on a live, not on a video, because I'm focusing on what they're saying. So it's just me. But yeah, there's a lot doing that at the moment. And I multi-moderate and I have to keep them all running because obviously I'm moderating. I'm not saying that, but it's, or they're turning around, they're supposed to be on this, they go up live and they're supposed to be on this, and then they're around here doing this, and it's like, I find that quite rude. If I go up on the screen, I'm on that screen. I know a lot of some moderators are up there just to be, I moderate on every channel, and I know there's one that won't come on watch my channel because I didn't want them to be a moderator, because I thought they're overwhelmed, obviously, as it is, and now they refuse to watch my channel. Where are we up to? Yeah, I like StreamYard. It's pretty cool. It's the same as Melon. Melon's exactly the same. I'd say it's slightly easier, Melon. It's got all the same things, but it's slightly easier. Restream, that one's more basic. If you're someone who doesn't like too much functions, the only thing I don't like about Restream is it's a smaller screen for some reason. So I don't use that one. What's the other one? What's the lab one? Something lab, I forget. I used that one at one point. Didn't think much of that one. That one seems to be more that they want you to pay in the long run. I don't know. I wasn't really up for that. Or they do something and then you have to start paying. I can't remember what it was, but it was obviously more for looking for people to like it and then pay. Oh, you were there listening while editing. Thank you, Blue. That's a problem. Yeah. I just think it's funny. I like people watching for watching, you know. I shouldn't say what I want to say. No, let's not say that. It's very thought-provoking and very true. No, let's not go there, Dawn. Yeah, so I'm going to do this as a video, definitely. So if you think of any more or let people know that I'm doing it, let's see what questions we can get out there. That would be pretty fun. What am I doing at the moment? I didn't fill you in at the beginning where I've told you the watermelon thing. I've been filling up the freezer, obviously. I do love the freezer. Me too. I'm all for new subscribers only if they really want to watch. Yeah, I mean, I don't get how people subscribe to someone who hasn't got a channel. I know some people say, well, if their numbers build up, then they might be encouraged or they might be too shy to. I was like, well, I didn't even have a channel until an icon or anything to have the channel. No, I had to go from 0. So I don't get that, because surely they say that YouTube goes in, and if you haven't actually watched someone you subscribe to, they wipe out the subscription, all this. Then how come all these no content channels still have their subscribers? So that doesn't compute. And I will reference that next time I hear someone say that if you subscribe but haven't watched, they wipe out the subscription. Well, if there's nothing to watch on a non-content channel, then how come they don't wipe out those subscribers? It's funny how these rumours get out there, isn't it? Really funny. And then everyone jumps on that bandwagon. For a long time, it was all this about the emojis. You can't put more than 3 emojis. And I kept saying, tell me who told you that. And no one can ever say that. If you ever hear rumours or gossip, ask them, who did they hear that from? And who did they hear that from? The answer's always, oh, it's on everyone's channel. Gossip mongers. Oh, dear. And do you know yet what you won from Sherry? I'm interested. I've been filming, I got the carrot seeds and it's called pineapple tomato, and they're both coming up. So I'm actually taking pictures and filming because I want to just do a video, sort of the whole thing of those, because I think these pineapple tomatoes sound cool. Whether they look like the picture. I'm doing also saving up pictures. If any of you want to do it, saving up seed packet pictures, and then when you harvest the actual crop, take a picture of that, and with a picture of the seed packet, or if you get from a catalogue, the picture. And I'm doing seed packet versus reality, and see how many things look like the picture and how many don't. So start doing that. If you've got new seeds from any source, take a picture of the packet, and then when you harvest, take a picture of the crop and call it seeds versus reality. Not yet sure it'd be good. It will be. She has some really different stuff. She really does. I want to do more tropical stuff. We've got Mediterranean stuff, obviously. We've got mandarin, orange, lemon, pomelo. Not many people know pomelo. Pomelo, figs, obviously. Blue's got figs. Blue's got fig tree. Apricots. Blue's got apricots. I want to do, if I get the property sold, I want to go and get blackberry, raspberry, strawberry. I want those all as proper starters. What's the best time, Blue, to buy raspberries and blackberries if I buy like starter plants? Pomelo, so yum. Do you have pomelo? Don't think you've got pomelo, have you, Blue? Yeah, I want to know, Blue, when's the best time to buy like raspberry and blackberry plants? I don't know when you get those. I know when they fruit. I don't know when you'd actually get the plants. I want to get ones like they've got at our post office. It's grown into a hedge. I don't know what it's called. Maybe you'll know. They cut it into a hedge, and the flowers are multicolour. They're kind of peach. I have to try and take a picture one time. Peach, pink, purple, and white. Always one flower, and they're quite big, decent flowers. Spring for raspberry, blackberries. Cool. Yeah, so hopefully we sell quick. And then I want to get some more fruit trees. We don't have a peach tree anymore. I want to get peach. Nectarines. Might want to get nectarines. We've never had that. I tried a banana plant. I want to grow pineapples. I know to cut the top off. I want to do that. Maybe next year will be my fruit extravaganza. You don't have pomelo yet. Shame I can't send seeds. They're really difficult here. They really check your post for all sorts of things. They really do. I wish I could send seeds. Now if I get a bit of money selling, I want to try and send things to people. love to do that. People have been so kind and supportive of my channel. I really would like to do something back, even if it's sending a few seeds to people. I'd like to be able to do that. Ask from what I grow, what would you like? Can you get mail easily now? Yeah, that's not a situation per se. We have a mail box, which is an hour away, like you do. And the only time we couldn't go there was we did have a lockdown where anybody could leave their home basically, unless you had a written note from your parents, you know. We had to fill in a form online. So we couldn't even go because you couldn't have an hour out and an hour back, so you could get your post. We can't get big parcels. Well, we might can because he wears a mask, but I can't go. We couldn't get big parcels because the mailbox is only so big, like letter size, but sort of big enough to have a few. So you could get big brown envelopes and small packages because they've got a big hole the other side to the postmasters to put in. But big stuff, Mike would have had to have gone in the post office. What they do is put a little slip in your box and say you've got a parcel in the post office. So he couldn't go in at one point there, but he's fine now. He's fine. Yeah, it was, and also lockdown when we were out of lockdown, but it was still you couldn't go in public buildings at all. So Mike couldn't even go and collect them. And at one point we had no car. Our car wasn't working, so we couldn't go for a long time then. And another time we couldn't afford petrol. But yeah, we're good at the minute. We're good at the minute, unless they do a full lockdown again, which I think might happen after tourist season, which will be end of September, that kind of time. But right now, we're good. Right now. I've got some people I need to catch up with, my friends and that, because obviously I haven't been able to send Christmas presents and anything like that. So I need to write some letters and give those to Mike to go and post. It's our nearest letterbox, so it's probably about 20 minutes away. We have a shop here, Blue and O, W.H. Smith's. It's not W.H. Smith's, but it reminds me of that. It's kind of a stationery come magazines come bits and pieces shop, and we call it W.H. Smith's. And there you can go in there and buy stamps, and there's a post box there. That's our nearest. Yeah. So I think if you guys hear that on my channel in any respect that I've sold the property, can you just put in your request for what seeds you would like? Of, you know, I don't know if you do know everything I've got, but if there's something you don't know if I've got, but you want those sort of seeds, then tell me, because I'd like to send you those. So as soon as you see anything about we've sold a place, then put in your seed request, because I forget. I do actually have a list of my let's say most supportive channels. I've got a list here, but I'm frightened I haven't put someone on it, but I will work through that. Oh, Anne, you're quite near the top. It's in alphabetical order, and you're highlighted because you're a mod. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're number 7 on my list, Anne. Please, not far behind. She's B. Let's see how high she is on the B's, shall we? Oh, you're the top of the bees. You're the top of. I've got all sorts of info next to your name. I got your Gmail because we were talking about doing the sofa covers. You was going to show Mike or explain. And I've got Morning Musings, Blue's Life of Awesome, Blue's Self-Reliance, Pam. Oh dear, that's pretty cool. I think it must just be you two on there because it's down to 2 watching. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Anne says, you're so kind. I bet your husband has other plans for that money. He is so kind, Dan, that I know he will say, get whatever you want. The main plans, I did it in the last Wednesday live, so I've gone through absolutely everything we will get with that. If I just wobbled, that's the cat rubbing his head on the leg of the table. You want to come up? You want to come and say hello? Yeah? Come on then. Oh, you're so heavy. It's Mr. Colin Waffles. Did you hear that? It's Mr. Colin Waffles. I have to be careful because he likes to type on the keys. You got some in your eye. I can see there. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. Look, he's more presentable now. He looks half asleep. He's just hanging. Yeah. Are you nodding off? Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Colin Waffles. Look, his legs want to go on the keys. He'll start tapping away in a minute. So something weird comes up under my comment. Yeah, so as I get your foot off my keyboard. I'll go back a bit, then he can be on my lap rather than on the table. This is what he does now. He keeps doing this to me all the time. Yeah, last Wednesday's live, I went through literally everything we want to spend the money on, and it's all really to get everything going here and what that would entail. Oh, look, meows from Anne. Oh, it's two little cats. Look. That one looks like Kit. The grey one looks like Kit. Yeah, it's Kit. You love Kit, don't you? Kit's your favourite. Yeah, even though you were kissing Fossil today. The brown one's more Pebbles. Yeah, so I went through all that, what we're going to do. I'm good for everything I need, I think. As I said, I need woolly socks, big fluffy socks for the winter. Sounds sad, but that's all I need, I'm pretty sure. Possibly an eye test. Possibly. A lot of that, though, could be my brain, that I can't focus and whatever else, so I'm not bothered. We did say we'd go out for a meal, which we did when I was out I've been out 3 times in the last few weeks, and now I can't go out again. Lucky. He got me underwear and bits and pieces I needed, and Mike insisted we went out for a meal there to celebrate that I could go out again. Oh, 3-week wonder. So we will go and have a meal out. That's our frivolous stuff. The only frivolous thing we're going to do, which isn't, and I explain why, is our pool needs a little bit of repair and a bit of work and bits and pieces. So we're actually going to pay, and we're paying deposit already. We're in debt, but it needs to be done for my therapy, my physio. So we're getting a new liner. Mike said, oh, should we get the same liner again, the same pattern? And I said, no, seeing as we're refurbishing completely, let's have something different. And I don't know if I said this before, but the only thing wrong with our actual liner mostly is coming away a bit, and the top edging, the top edging's gone, but the actual liner's fine. There's no holes or scratches or anything like that. But you've seen it, it's a blue and white sort of swirly pattern, and the only thing wrong with it is, this is a reason you shouldn't have a pool empty, that it looks bleached from the sun in patches. You get patchy bits, and that's also from, you put these chlorine type tablets in. I can't have chlorine, so it's got real minimum chlorine in, but Mike did a video on his channel to show how you don't need to do that and how to stop that happening. And you put it in a bottle in the water, it works really well. And so we got sort of patchy, looked almost like little patches, bleachy patches. So this new liner that we've chosen, it's very good because it's got kind of this colour, more bluey, a bit more bluey than that. Actually, for me, it's showing up more blue than it's green. It's actually green to me. But it is a turquoise colour. with like dark blue, a pattern on, really nice. But because the underside isn't white like the old liner, if this does fade at all, you're only going to see that turquoise through. So, and that turquoise is within the pattern. You particularly get the fading around the very top edge. Obviously, it's the sun because there's no water on it, which is why you shouldn't have a pool empty, because it will fade if you're in a hot place. And if it does fade, it'll just be turquoise. So that's really great. It's here. You purr to them. Purr to them. Can you see yourself? Oh, you're nodding off again. He's nodding off. Oh no, he's asleep. Oh, hello. Go and sit in the box. He's the one who keeps sitting in the box on my shelves. He keeps getting in the box, keep hearing scratching. I was like, some animal's got in here. And it was him. He's in the box, scrabbling around to get comfy. I've taken some pictures of him in the box because he's a cat that likes to go upside down a lot. And he does starfish. He lays on his front and puts all four legs out and the back ones. I've seen dogs do it, but not cats, where they literally stretch the back legs out wide with the pads upwards. I mean, I call that his starfish, but in the box. I'm going to do a video. I thought I've done one on funny position places that cats go, and I've done one on my other channel. And I did one cats playing hide and seek, a funny place they go. I've got loads more of those pictures, so we'll probably have another hide and seek. But I'm thinking now of doing one, calling it cat yoga, with the funny positions, particularly he goes in, and call it cat yoga. So I've got hundreds of cat pictures, and I thought that's another way to get rid of them, but still keep them, just make little videos out of them. So I've got hundreds, absolutely hundreds. What are you doing now? They think you're funny. So he hangs on me. I'm not like scrunching him up. That's him. Ugh. Look, show them your love heart. It's probably not very good today. You see his love heart. Sometimes it's like a perfect heart, the position he gets in. It's not very good today. It's a bit squash. It looks like a bottom. Sometimes it's absolutely perfect. Yeah, that's a bit better. It's the way I'm holding him, I think. There's a bit missing the heart. Sometimes it's really good. He's a calico. I never knew what a calico was till someone said, oh, it's a calico. And I'm like, what's a calico? It's these, black and whites, but he does lose fur. Our two girls we had first that we've still got, Pebbles and Fossil, no hair. No hair. And then Mr. Colin Waffles came, hair. And now we've got Kit, the little tiny grey one, hair. Hello, Light and Love, how are you? How are you, my friend? If any of you don't know Light and Love 73, do go and have a look at her channel. She's got content of getting on with it, positive, be positive, those kind of things. That's Colin rubbing the table. If I'm moving up and down. Oh, he's looking at the box. No, he didn't go in the box. I couldn't turn him around. If Mike's around, I'm covered in white fur now. If Mike's around, he tends to be with Mike. You see my top? Can you see what it says? Offline is the new luxury. Doing well today, thank you. Hope is doing awesome. Oh, shall we tell everyone who Hope is? Oh, thanks, Anne. And to put your channel up. Thanks. Hope is... Oh, let's start from the beginning. Whose channel were we even on? Can't remember whose channel we were on. Jimmy's. I think we were on Jimmy's and Kenny was going on and on about something. And I can't remember what started it off. Oh, what started it off? Oh, I know. I said something about I wanted a coffee or I was having coffee or something like that. and I put a coffee emoji, and then I'd said about, and don't forget the donut. Jimmy was talking about coffee probably, and I said, oh, with my coffee you always have to give me a cake or a donut as well. And then Light and Love gave me a donut, so in return I gave her the emoji of a box. It's like a gift box with a bow on it, and I said it's for whatever you need or whatever you want it to be. And she came back saying it's a unicorn. It's just what I've always wanted. Thank you. It's a unicorn. And then I was like, what have you called it? And it's Hope. Hope's a unicorn. And then if we're in other people's chat and I see her on, I often say, how's Hope doing? And everyone's like, what are you talking about? Ain't that the truth though? Love that. How's your day? Thank you, Anne. Yeah, Anne's great. Anne's a great mod. Do you know how many channels you mod for, Anne? Have you got any clue? I'm not sure how many I'm on now. Quite a lot. I tried to initially only mod for people of different times, but people keep changing their times around. I'm like, no! So I do end up doing several at once. Yeah, so that's a bit awkward. Light and Love, if you go on my other channel, which is linked at the bottom here, Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty, I've answered Tara's questions that she set on her channel a while ago. I did send her a message today to let her know. You're not positive. Think around 10 or 12. Oh, I kind of thought you was on bigger numbers than that. Why did I think you were, just because you're on everyone's channel, you're dead popular. You're dead popular. I want you to do your story times again. I don't think you've done one for a long time. They've always been my favourite. I'm just going to put the light on because I'm going a bit hazy. Yeah, I've always liked those. Blue's got to go. Tanny's home, starving. Mr. Carnival. Yeah, I like your story times. You've had some wonderful videos on those. I think that's how I first came to your channel, actually, Anne. Take care, Blue. A little flutterby. Little flutterby. Little flutterby. Oh, that's really sweet. Don't think I've seen that emoji. I do like to see the emojis. I keep getting weird ones pop up new on mine. I don't know if they're doing new ones or what. I keep seeing weird ones. And I'm like, one. I didn't see that one before. See if I can find you a new one. I probably can't now. I'm looking. And I haven't joined any channels because when you join a channel, you get emojis. Unless you join mine, because I can't make emojis. I can't do it. What's your other channel going? Be happy to support it as well. Well, hold on, because I just happen to have my Word doc up. This is the only way I can work. I have Word docs and I have different ones for different things. This is actually, I must make a video show you how I work. And this actual Word doc is what I use when I'm making videos on 2 of my channels. And at the very top of it, I'm scrolling while I'm speaking. The very top of it is bits and pieces I add to my videos, like the description area. Then I have all the music that I use, so I can just copy and paste what track I've chosen of what I use. I've got quite a lot. I've got like links like to my WORKAWay and Airbnb and those kind of things. And then under the music I use to copy and paste for the copyright doodah, I've then got every video I've made in the right order. So if you ask me, where's your video on blah, blah, I can just link it. I'm going to the very top. I don't know why I'm rolling the doodah around. I didn't just scroll up. And on here, I have the links to my channels. So if someone goes, oh, what's your channel? It's easier to, oh, that's the themes to my channel theme tune. Do you like my channel theme tune? Sometimes I don't put it on if it's a long video. Sometimes I use it to play out at the end as well. Right, so I have all my channels here. So my other channel, which you might actually prefer more, Light and Love, it's more your kind of thing. That's my other chat. That's one of my other channels. And then this is another one of my channels. That's another one of my channels. And this, I often make videos for this channel, but this is my husband Mike's channel. I do appear in some. Yeah. And that's why this channel I post 3 times a week. I post on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I do lives Monday, Wednesday. And then the other 2 channels, Tranquility and Everything Dance Your Mentor, I only post on those on Wednesdays. So Wednesdays I'm normally all over the place because I've got to post on 3 channels and do a live and do everything else I have to do. But it kind of does it all. I try and do a community post once a week or once every 2 weeks because I know some people like that. I did actually take a photo to put up in community post that I didn't do. It's a plant. It's not a plant. It's a wild flower. And I won't tell you what it is because I can't remember the top of my head, but I'll tell you. I've done a video on it. And it starts off like it's a type of orchid, I suppose. And it has a big leaf and then this big stem thing. And then it changes to a green tall stem and lots of red berries all over it. So I'm going to post a few of those pictures and then possibly link the video. Can't wait to watch the dancing videos. Look like a lot of fun. Look at the playlist because there's so many different types of dance and so many different things. Look at the playlist and select from that. Some are tutorials, some are videos of pupils that I've choreographed or made the dances up. So you see a bit of that. I'm actually slowly wanting to post things I've done, as in me dancing, or some of the sketches and really funny things I've done in shows, as in like skits and things like that. Some of those are really funny. I don't have too much backstock of me because there wasn't videos, or they were really grainy and badly filmed because I was mostly dancing on professional stages. And as you know, you're not allowed like house lights up. So to film in the old days with a little video camera and stage lighting, it doesn't really compute. Okay, thanks a lot, Anne. That's really cool. Thank you for all your help today. Much appreciated. You are awesome. So I will be doing some videos on that. So there will be new playlists coming into play. Some are fun things. I can't remember what it's under, but I've got dancing hands. I dance with my hands. Let me see what that playlist is. I can just see. See, I can find things fairly quickly. It just doesn't help right now because I can't think what I've called that section. I do tips on acting, dance ribbon stuff. Yeah, top 10 tips for if you want to act. Oh, the hand dancing. I think it's novelty videos. I don't know if that's a playlist. It's video 157. Video 157. Let's look in my book. This is where I write the right order of everything I've ever posted. 157. I can tell you the playlist then. It's a playlist called Acting, Drama and Skits. And the video is called Hands Dancing, Hand Jive. The Hands Jive. Yeah. So yeah, playlist, acting, drama and skits. And that will be where all the funny ones will end up, because there will be skits and acting and things like that. Oh dear. Yes. So thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I love seeing everyone pop in. It's always exciting. I used to not do set times and days, which I don't do on my Thursday ones. The Thursday lives are random times, but on Thursdays, not every Thursday. So random Thursdays, it's because it's the only day I've got a bit of spare time. Random Thursdays, not every Thursday, but at random times. And yeah, I used to always do random on this channel, but I needed to get a schedule going for myself more than anything. And I was finding by doing random, some weeks I might not have time to do one. So I thought, right, let's make set times. I do Monday and Wednesday on this channel at the same time. And itchy nose. And it was great then, people just popping in randomly to see who had hit the notification bell and were just dropping in. But no, still doing it at a set time. People still drop in. I think that's, for me, the most fun of a live is people just dropping in. Yeah, they've got faces on and everything. Drop a comment if you see, when you see it, just drop a comment, let me know what you think. I might do more of those sort of things as well. I've got other ideas. I had a really great idea for another one, but it needs 2 people. Mike refuses to do it with me. He's such a shy thing, he really is. But it's really clever and really funny, but the idea, but no, he won't do it. I have to wait for someone to come here on holiday that's a YouTuber, and then that's a go. That could be what I do with them. Oh dear. Well, I'm going to have to go here. It is 20 to 8 at night, so I need to go get something to eat for sure. Really great to see you. I'll be over on your channel again soon, definitely. Take care, Miss Cyprus. I'll see you again. Much. I must go on Tara's. I've watched some of her videos, but I haven't caught her live for a long time. So maybe tomorrow I'll try and get on there at some point, see if she's on again. That's the trouble for me, time differences. It really is a bit of a pain. Actually, I hope. Oh, I love it every time you mention hope. Oh, it's lovely. Okay then, thanks for being here. Thanks to my awesome moderator. Anne was in today, but I thank all my moderators because I know my time's difficult for a lot of people and there's so many lives going on these days. I thank everyone who watched today, the live, and those watching later, and especially to all those who always drop me a comment and hit that like button. So until next time, Meraki.